Let's hear Allah salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So we're going to begin today's program. But before we begin, I know, it's the first night of Muharram. You're just about getting ready for the next 10 nights. Inshallah, the crowd will get bigger. But what I wanted to make sure is to kind of reiterate the fact that, being Shia, we anticipate for these 10 days. As soon as they finish, we wait and we're patient for the next 10 days to appear. Louder? Okay, I'll make it louder. Okay. So what ends up happening is, we get those 10 nights and we wait for those 10 nights to come and we anticipate. But what we don't want happening is something that we do or don't do causes discomfort for someone else. Meaning, we could say something sometimes, we accidentally say something, we're in the heat of the moment, and it may hurt someone's feeling. That's fine. What else sometimes we do or don't do can also have an effect that can maybe, it may make them, or it may deprive them from the 10 nights. What could that be? Right? Everyone but one the reason I'm bringing this up is, we all, before the month of Muharram, we all go on vacation just to kind of get that last few days in, and we don't know what we may have caught in those trips. So what I'm asking in a roundabout way is just make sure you guys have your mask. If you don't have one, we'll make sure we'll get one from upstairs, because COVID is still here, it exists, but what we don't want is by our, accidentally passing something on, and it may have an effect on that person, and then they get deprived of these 10 nights. Mask, I'll get them. Should you know the mask are? I'll bring them upstairs. We'll put an office minute. Okay, we'll bring the mask downstairs, inshallah. Okay, so we'll begin tonight's program with the recitation of the Holy Quran. I'll ask Brother Ahmed to come to the podium, and I will increase the volume because I know there was some in the issue with the volume, so we'll make sure it's a little louder. Salawat. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سبح اسم ربك الأعلى الذي خلق فسوى والذي قدر فهدى والذي أخرج المرعى فجعله غثاء أحوى سنقرئك فلا تنسى إلا ما شاء الله إنه يعلم الجهر وما يخفى ونيسرك لليسرى فذكر إن فقط الذكرى سيذكر من يخشى ويتجنبها الأشقى الذي يصلى النار الكبرى ثم لا يموت فيها ولا يحيا قد أفلح من تزكى وذكر اسم ربه فصلى بل تؤثرون الحياة الدنيا والآخرة خير وأبقى إن هذا لفي صحف الأولى صحف إبراهيم وموسى اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد. Thank you, Brother Ahmed, for that recitation. Now I'm going to have to invite, but I'm actually happy to invite Brother Bilal Hafiz. He's one of the, I would say, when you have a conversation with this brother, he understands, or he knows a lot more than it appears that he, at his young age. So I'm asking his brother to please recite some of your poetry. and then we'll begin the program.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد وعجل فرجهم. I just wanted to say that these are the beginning nights when we commemorate the martyrdom of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, his family and his companions, peace be upon them all. And I just wanted to encourage all of you to come every night so that we can continue this program this year and next year as well. So we can have a continuing English program in the center for all of us youth, inshallah. So today, as we open the remembrance of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, his family and companions, I will humbly begin by expressing my feelings about the journey of Imam Hussein alayhi salam from Medina to Makkah through a poem. This journey, like the journey of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam from Makkah to Medina 60 years before, was for justice. Therefore, one may call this journey after 60 years, Hussein alayhi salam's hijrah. O al-Mustafa, how certain you were in Ali. O al-Mustafa, how certain you were in Ali, that you let him remain on your bed asleep and peacefully fulfilled Allah's command that night and began your true ascent and flight. O al-Mustafa, but you knew that these same steps would be taken on Allah's behest by your beloved Shabbir at once by command. No questions. He just traversed down Ismail's land. You prepared the journey by reciting Yasin. Hussein prepared the journey by weeping at your feet. Surely he was the last of the chosen five, once gathered in the cloak, now preparing to ascend high. Allah protected you by commanding the spider. Allah protected Hussein's name by raising it up higher. His station with each footstep he took towards Makkah, not once did he look back. You left by leaving all your beloveds behind. He left by bringing all his beloveds in a line. Ya Muhammad, but for you, they all would come back. For Hussein, all but one would remain in the tracks. Oh, who is this one that still longs across the distance? Two daughters, both sharing the same blessed existence. One, the mother of Shabir or Shabbar, and one, the sister of the beloved Asghar or Akbar. Both Fatimas sharing the same age, but across distances of time, it seems like a cage. Two Alis, one would bring one Fatima back to Medina. The other, our beloved, would never come back to Medina. O Ali Akbar, you remain in a blessed grave. Perhaps now you can read the letters engraved. With love and compassion by Sughra, a younger sister, but you can never reply or write another letter. The younger Fatima loved her father so, just as Sakina sleeps and Al-Kubra grows. If Hussein was ever paralyzed in his entire life, it was for leaving behind Fatima Sughra, not even being under the knife. Two Fatimas remain longing to this day, in graves attacked by accursed donkeys that bray. One whose ribs still cry for her father, the other whose letters still cry for her brother. O As-Sughra, how painful the last hijrah. You are the one who resembled the flower of Medina. Ali slept in peace at the start of the first journey. You wept in grief until the end of the abode earthly. Salawat. Allahumma salli ala.
Let's hear loud salawat one more time. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. I'm going to wait for a formal introduction until the next few nights where we have more people, because what I don't obviously don't want to do multiple introductions, but I think it's important for us to understand the speakers that we invite, where they come from, what they've studied, and what their journey was, right? Because many times, this information is like a mystery. We don't know who the person is on the member, where they came from, what they studied, if they studied, right? So I think like we do anything, right, in our lives, as far as, whenever we need some sort of advice or, we go to a doctor, we always research. Now we have, not everyone looks at people's reviews, right? I haven't seen a review from Milana's yet, but maybe it's coming up at some point. But anyway, without further ado, I do want to invite, first I want to thank Milana for accepting our invitation. It was quite late, in fact, and I apologize for the fact that it was, late, but alhamdulillah, he accepted our, our humble request. So without further ado, I invite, and without salawat, let's welcome Hujjatul Islam Syed Raza Baqar Rizvi. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسوله الكريم وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين الآن إلى قيام يوم الدين. أما بعد، قال الحسين عليه السلام: ماذا وجد من فقدك وما الذي فقد من وجدك؟ صلوات. There's a tradition in the country I'm residing right now, Iran, that they say Khush Amdeed, or welcome to the Majlis, which is probably different than our traditional culture, especially from India and Pakistan. Please recite another salawat. Yes, another salawat, please. But Khush Amdeed means like, it's not like from Khushi, right? It's not happiness. It's like you're coming here and it will be a good tidings for you for the rest of your life. So in that sense, if that dua is recited or said, it makes sense, right? And it's actually really good, because what good tidings can you get from Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam? Anything we can imagine of, right? So I'm seeing like really young kids, I won't say kids, but young adults, mashallah, in front of me, and that's actually really, it increases your hope in our future. You probably say, the brother will say, okay, there's less people came here, and I have to think about this. Oh man, there are only 4 people sitting there, 5 people sitting there. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, right? What Imam Hussain needed for Karbala? How many people? Guess. How many people did he need? No one, actually. The 72 came with him. They came because they wanted to come with him. In the initial stage, when he started his journey, when he was thinking that, he was not thinking like in the process of this, it was imagined by people that he's going to go to Kufa and gather his soldiers and everything and find a government there, or establish a government. So a lot of people were with him, and at that time he was inviting a lot of people, because that was bestowed on him, that was wajib on him to do it to the Ummah of Rasulullah. But at the time of Shab Ashur, when he was certain that it is nothing is going to happen, but what? That they will be all killed brutally in the middle of the desert, where nobody would know who those people were. What did Imam say? So anybody who wants to go can go. Not only this, he said, if you're shy in leaving this camp, take one of my Ahlul Bayt and go. He didn't even need his Ahlul Bayt. He didn't even need Ali Akbar alayhi salam. So if we talk and we work for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and for in the way of Iman, we shouldn't care about these things. And this is what my teacher said, if you go for tabligh and only one person would be, changed a little bit, I think that I have done my work on you. You're studying here for 10 years, 20 years, only one person can be influenced by what I taught you and what I narrated here, what I been taught. That's what we need. But inshallah, just to, have this thing, to keep our hustler, bullying, and these things, we need to know that we have to start working on ourselves. So whether there are 100 people here, 10 people here, 200 people here, it shouldn't matter us, right? So please recite a salawat. The only difficulty I might face is that the topic I chose is kind of a little bit difficult. But inshallah, I hope these young adults, inshallah, they'll be able to understand that. If they are not able to understand, they can ask me questions, they can write me questions, they can sit with me and talk to me after Majlis, or even anytime I'm staying with my brother right here. I have to take his ijazah if you have to come to his house, but you can meet me anywhere you want. I'll come to you, inshallah. Please recite our salawat. So before we start that difficult topic, we're going to talk about some important thing which is not that difficult to understand, and that is about the etiquettes of Muharram, right? So in Raza, in Najaf, and other places where there are big gatherings, the ulama come to the member and they start the first majlis with the etiquettes of Muharram, which is really important. In Islam, brothers and sisters, the etiquettes are really important. If we don't, the etiquettes are translated as adab. If we don't understand and if we don't practice adab in understanding anything, we'll be in really big trouble. Because we might be able to know a lot of stuff, but we will not be able to implement it to our lives, right? So the adab, when I say adab or etiquette, what does come in your mind, right? Right? Is there anyone who doesn't know Urdu here? Everybody knows Urdu, right? Alhamdulillah. Like you have to sit in a specific way, you have to bring chai like this, like you have to have a sasa and that. These are the cases which have been taught to our parents, and they're good. They're good. I mean, I'm not saying anything against that. This is a requirement of knowing people that person has parents, and those parents take care of him how to behave in the public, which we call social etiquettes, which is good. There's nothing wrong about it. But they might vary from one person to another person, from one culture to another culture. But when we talk about Islamic etiquettes, we have principles for that. And the principles for Islamic etiquettes are what? From our holy text, from Quran and from Hadith. So today, to get the etiquettes of Muharram, I'm going to take this opportunity to read this Hadith, which is really mashhur, and actually ulama, most of the time when they start the Muharram, they recite the whole Hadith. It's a long Hadith, and this is narrated by the son of Shabib. So the son of Shabib, he came to Imam Raza alayhi salam, he came to him, and Imam started talking to him that today's Muharram, today's the day of Muharram, what did you do today? Did you fast or no? And then he taught him that the etiquettes of this month month of Hurma, even in the past, in the time of Jahiliyyah, we used to have, the kuffar used to, consider this month as a holy month. But then Imam started talking about this, that in this holy month, I can read the matn here, but I think it will be easier for me to explain it in my own words. So Raza bin Shabib, when he came to Imam said that people, even at the time of Jahiliyyah, before Islam, used to consider this month holy, but people after Islam did what? They broke the hurma of this month, and not only this month, but the hurma of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. This is also salawat. So, if you take this hadith and see that what Imam is trying to do there is that he's teaching Shabib that first of all you have to have as the Raza from the 1st till 9th is mustahab. The Raza of the 10th of Muharram is makruh. It's not haram, it's makruh. And there's a reason for that. We can discuss about that later. So the first 10 days, I'm in the journey, so I cannot fast right now. So if you can fast in these first 9 days of Muharram, it's mustahab. Second thing Imam did is that he talked about Imam Hussein right after that, and not by just narrating what happened in Karbala. The way Imam talked about Imam Hussein and his slaughter is like somebody is reciting Masaib. And then Imam said that in these days, my father, Musa ibn Jafar alayhi salam, nobody saw him smiling whenever he saw the moon of Muharram, till the end of Muharram. So the first and foremost etiquette of this month is that we have to mourn. Now, you say, Mohan, what are you talking about? These things come from your inside, right? You cannot just put on a sad face, right? But guess what? Well, you should. You should put on a sad face. Why? Because let's say, for example, and it has nothing to do with age. I can, guarantee that sometimes a person of my age, more than 40, wouldn't have this love or this passion or this intrinsic effect of the name of Imam Hussein in his heart as compared to 30-year-old or 14-year-old or 9-year-old. It could be possible. Why? Because the reason is that their hearts are more dark than mine. So this spiritual connection with Imam Hussein could be more strong than my spiritual connection, because I have made my heart sakht. I have hardened my heart and my soul because of ma'asiyah. So in the camp of Imam Hussein, I just say that because this is what my niyyah is, that when the Muharram starts, we come in the camp, in the tent of Imam Hussein. We all sit in front of Imam and ask Imam to give us something. Give us ma'rifah, his more love. Make us understand what Islam is. No, we don't ask that. That's why I'm here, that we have to talk about this. What we ask from Imam, that मेरी बच्ची शादी हो जाए, that's fine. मेरा बच्चा पास हो जाए, that's fine. You can ask anything from Imam, whatever you want. But one alim said a really good thing, that sometimes you ask anything. This is actually in a hadith, and these are Sayyid hadith. Under the qubba, under the dome of Imam, where the zari is, if you go there and you ask for anything, it will be granted to you. We have a hadith about that. So they compared that under the dome of Haram of Imam Hussein to Muharram. In Muharram, we are under the dome of Imam Hussein. We ask anything from him, and inshallah he's gonna give it to us. So because brother said we don't know the person, the Muhammad, if he studied or nothing, so I have to show off, right? So I studied. This is our salawat. So what the topic I chose is really difficult topic. So I'm just making a disclaimer here. If you don't want to come here and go somewhere else, that's fine. He's going to talk to me later on. Those people who are coming, you just repel them. But inshallah, because we are in the camp, in the tent of Imam Hussein, we are in the class of Imam Hussein, we'll ask Imam Hussein, me and you both, we are his students right now. We ask Him to teach us. We ask Him to make us brighten our minds and hearts and soul, so much so that we will know the lub, the basic, the most important thing of Islam. The thing which, if I understand and I implement in my life, I will be a changed person. We enter Muharram with the niyyah that, oh Imam, I am coming here, I have some good qualities, I have some bad qualities, but when I pass these 10 days, when I pass this whole month of Muharram, when I pass the whole 2 months of Ayyam Azar, I will be a changed person. I ask that from Imam. Who doesn't want excellence? Who doesn't want to get better in his life? Both spiritually and materialistically, right? Even the most materialistic person in this world, if you give him the option that you will be spiritually uplifted, he will be there to do it. Now, if you just go away when you say, oh, you have to do these 2-3 things to get to that point, you probably run away at that time. But initially, that's in our innate nature that we want excellence, we want to be good. But yet we have so many problems. But yet we have, sometimes we're confused, we don't know what's going on in our society, in our community, in the place we live in, back home, all these problems, right? So, all in all, the lub of the matlab is this, that we are here with the meaning that, oh Imam, we came here, probably we'll discuss few different difficult things here, but inshallah we'll come mu'addab with the etiquettes of Muharram. We ask you to help us out, and inshallah you will help us to understand what we are trying to achieve here. Please recite salawat. If I can get water. Can I get water? Some water, please. Please recite salawat. Like brother said before, right? So sometimes you don't even have to say these things to people. Muharram by itself makes your heart, soften. I don't know if these beautiful kids I have in front of me know that, but probably they feel it. So there's one concept I want to give you here. Try to get it. If you don't get it, inshallah, I'll be here again. Not in my brother's house, somewhere else. I'll be here to discuss it with you. In the process of learning, we have 2 types of ilm, knowledge. One is ilm husuli, and the other is ilm huduri. Husuli came from hasil, acquired. So one knowledge is acquired knowledge, and the huduri is the knowledge which you feel. I don't have a good translation of it, you can help me. Huduri, which you feel, which you don't get from external sources, but you feel it. Give an example. If a person might, if there's a person who had never feel any pain in his finger, for example me, I've never ever felt a fractured bone. You can see how much I am outdoor person. I've never fractured my bone ever in my life. So I've never felt it. So if a person would come to me and explain it to me that when you fracture your bone, that's how you feel, Jazakallah. Please recite salawat. Please recite salawat. As much as he tried to explain it to me that is the pain you're feeling, even with the pain scale from 1 to 10, I will be able to grasp the real knowledge of that pain as long as I don't fracture my bone. Why? Because when he say and explain it to me that That how you feel pain when you fracture your bone, that's ilm husuli. I am acquiring that knowledge from his bayan, from what he's saying. But when I'm actually doing it, or when it's happening to me, I'm feeling it. I don't even have to say it to anyone. And even if I say it to someone, it will give the 100% picture of that pain. So that's the difference between ilm husuli and ilm huluri. Which ilm is stronger? Now, this is a dialogue, right? We're not in a traditional wahwa majlis. You don't have to do wahwa, because when you don't do wahwa, I don't know if you are listening to me or not. So you have to answer me. Which knowledge is stronger, in ilm huzuri and ilm husuli? Huduri, Hasan. Why? You're feeling it. You can not explain your feelings sometimes. Not making a connection. You can come to me and challenge me later on, but I am making this connection, I made this connection, and I believe in this connection. The ilm of Imam Hussein and the whole Karbala and his whole sacrifice is ilm huzuri. It's not ilm husuli. That's why when you think of Imam Hussein, you just go somewhere else. When you go to Karbala, you go somewhere else. You can say, no, you just, that's how you brainwash your kids, right? Because that's how we are doing it from the beginning. Okay, again, it's gonna open a big discussion thing. Right now, right here, when we are entering Muharram, we're entering with the ilm huduri of Imam Hussein. And when we have the ilm huduri of Imam Hussein, we can make connection with Imam Hussein easily, as compared to a person who never ever had experienced Muharram. That's why when they say to ulama that, you know what, you guys, you brothers or girls, I don't know what is a right word to say. I have a word to say that, but you people spend a lot of money in Azadari and all those things. Why don't you just make seminars and do this? That's all good and well and good. And that's what we're going to do here, inshallah. You see that this majlis is not wahwa majlis, and that's not like, where you have to hit your body so much so that it start bleeding. But all in all, the initiation of this cannot be done unless the name of Imam Hussein came in your mind and you said, today is the 1st of Muharram, or tomorrow, and I have to wear black clothes and mourn for Imam. Now we are in that state, we have this opportunity, our hearts are softened. And now, whatever Imam wants from us, whatever Imam is teaching us is easier to absorb. That's why we are in the camp of Imam right now. Karbala didn't start in 61 Hijrah and ended not in 1 day, in a few hours, no. It started on the day of Ashur. It's still going on. We're still in Karbala. We're still in that state. We are still listening to Halil Nasrullah. These are not clones, brothers and sisters. They look like clones because we heard them in poetry. We heard them from the Marana who wants to make his speech so good, so everybody comes to his speech and he thinks that he's trying to sell something. But you just put everything aside. You alone sit and think about it. If you have doubts, if you have questions, that's good. Let's talk about it. Is this a brainwashing or is there a real thing you feel? But if right now, if you think that's a real thing I'm feeling, then take an opportunity, take advantage of this opportunity Allah Ta'ala has given to us. The Maha Ramadan is the month where, when you're not eating and drinking and the caffeine level is so low that your brain is hurting, you become Arif, right? You're flying, right? That's what Raza is wajib. That's what our Raza is. Those who are Urafa, they don't eat that much, they don't drink coffee that much, and they get something else. Similarly, Muharram is like this. Imam has given us another opportunity. And this train of Imam is really fast, brothers and sisters. You get on it and you will be somewhere you will even not believe that where I am right now. Whether it's your love of Imam or your marifat of Imam or your knowledge of Islam, anything you want to get from Imam is going to take you to that last point really quickly. Peace be upon salawat. That's why when we say these things and we have to go and see those who have achieved something in their life, right? There's a person who is really successful in his life and he gives the advice or could come to the TED Talk and talk about how he has become billionaire or millionaire. Everybody's going to sit down and listen to him, right? Why don't we do the same thing to Islam? We don't find those people on TED Talks. I don't know what happens there. They probably get paid or something. But these ulama, they do practical work in their life. These ulama do the practical work in their life, and it is shown when the whole world is trying to hide it. When we see a revolution, Islamic revolution, which is based on this concept of wilayah, the concept of Rabi'a, we just celebrated it. We were so happy that Imam Ali became our wali, our mawla, our imam. Now we're in the system of wilayah. The only country which is based on the system of wilayah, a person who established that after years and years and years of tiring efforts, he says, whatever I have, or whatever we have is because of what? Muharram and Safar. These 2 months. And when he says that, he means that. We go and, read about the history, what happened to that country. The Tawhid, the bad people, those who were trying to oppress Muslims, Shias, were using and were trying to put Shias in their houses at the day of Ashura. And they came out and they got killed and they got the revolution. Don't call me any mouthpiece of anyone. It looks like I'm reading what is going on in people's mind, right? This is all salawat. Please recite another salawat. It's not a miracle, it's just like because you hear all those things all the time, right? And this Maulana, jahan se khate hain, wahin pe gaate hain, right? It's not about this. We need to think about this, brothers. We come to Imam's camp and we think that we are going to divide Shias into this country and that group and that group. That's opposite to etiquettes of Islam and Imam Hussein. That's just like Nazrullah, we're harming Imam Hussein just like Ibn Ziyad, just like Shimr. They said that when Israel used to kill 70 prophets from the Tulu of Fajr till the Tulu of sunrise, till the sunrise. Like in 2 hours or hour and a half, they used to kill 70 prophets. The one interpretation was this, that they were killing their message as well. Either they were killing them with their hands or killing their message. if I kill the message of Imam Hussein, I don't want to say anything. I don't want to say anything after that. And it goes to me first, then you. But in Azadari, when we start, I came a little bit early. I saw the brothers were putting the percham on, alam on. From that point to anything you do, even bringing a water for an azadar, doing one itty-bitty work for a majlis, it's like you're working for Imam Hussein. If this my daughter brings some water to me or to you for Imam Hussein, she's a follower of Imam Hussein. Just like Bibi Sakina. Maybe Imam Hussein brought his family because we can get all the all the urdu of every age and every gender. Imam's ashab from, the Shah-E-Najaf of Karbala from 6 months to almost 70 years old. Habib ibn Mazahir. That was a family revolution. A family came out and gave me, my brother, my sister, my children, everybody a person so they can follow them. This 4-year-old get up and get something, do something, wave a flag, a black flag for Imam Hussein. She's thinking she's following Bibi Sakina Salamullah alayha. That's why when Imam left from Medina, that was a strange rukhsat. Imam tried a lot to gather people, because it was, again, when we talk about this, that was a political situation, social situation, everything was going on there. But Imam's core team were what? Children and women. His 17 brothers, some of the ashab, but the core team were the 4-year-old Sakina, Ruqayya. Bibi Zainab Salamullah alayha. That was Imam's core team. Why are we afraid that we are in lower number? If I'm Hussein, if I'm linked to Imam Hussein, if I have a spiritual contact with Imam, my 4-year-old will do the work of Bibi Ruqayya, Bibi Sakina. These are not stories, brothers and sisters. They look like stories because we listen to them for 10 days and then we, not you, inshallah, but usually we forget about that, go on with our life, and then come back again just to listen to these stories. So when Imam was, just to tell some of my youngsters that how did this happen. So Maria La'anatullah alayh was, he passed away or died, and although it was told to him not to appoint his successor, he appointed his successor, Yazid al-Ain. Yazid sent someone in Medina, and in Medina there was his Walid bin Uqba, his governor, and asked him to get the bay'ah of Imam. Bay'ah means that you get the allegiance, that Imam would say that Yazid is my leader. If he doesn't do that, send his head to me. I'm going to kill him. Straight 2 words, 2 sentences. Get the bay'ah or kill him. Imam had no chance, no other choice. No, this is a wrong statement. Imam got the chance now. You know what Muawiyah told Yazid? He said, whatever you do to Hussein, don't be harsh on him. And he did the opposite of it. Because Muawiyah was he's a really politically correct person. Right? So probably Imam was not getting the chance at the time of Muawiyah, but at the time of Yazid, he got the chance. So yeah, Shahada, I embrace Shahada. I'm the son of Ali. That's the best thing can ever happen to me. If not Shahada, then I got the chance to ask people that this person, a person who just kill anyone he wants to kill. قاتل نفس محرمة. That's what Imam said, right? He's a person who can kill anyone he wants to kill. He's a tyrant. So Imam got the chance. But nobody came with Imam. And the Mazlumiyah of Hussein is not that how his throat was cut. The Mazlumiyah is this, that nobody listened to him. Nobody listened to the voice coming from his throat. Cutting the throat of Imam Hussein was honor for Imam. But not listening to his Halmi Nasirin, not listening to what he's asking people to do, was his Mazlumiyah. And Imam knew it, so he said from the beginning that when I'm going to go there, I'm going to get killed. But for the wada, to say Khuda Hafiz, to say goodbye, Imam came to the grave of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Imam hugged the grave and started crying. Imam cried and cried and cried till he passed out. In his khwab ar-ruya, he saw Imam Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam coming and hugging him and kissing his forehead and saying, "Ya Hussein, this is your destiny. This is destined to you to go to Karbala and got killed." And Imam left Medina in the way that there were some people with him, but most of them were Bani Hashim. But if you compare this rukhsat to the rukhsat of Imam, when Imam was bidding farewell to Bibi Sakina, Bibi Zainab, you will see that this farewell is not to cry for. Because when he was saying farewell to Bibi Sakina, you remember that how was he saying Khuda Hafiz to Bibi Sakina? He said Khuda Hafiz to Bibi Zainab, and he was going really fast towards his Shahada to fight the Yazidis, but his horse was not moving. And then Imam saw that and asked this horse, the Zuljana, that, "Oh Zuljana, why you are not moving?" And Zuljana said nothing, because he cannot say anything. He just pointed on his hoofs, and on the hoofs there was 4-year-old was hugging the front legs of the Zuljana and saying, "Oh Zuljana, please don't take my Baba, because whenever you took anyone, they never came back. You took my Ammu, Abbas, he didn't come back. You took Ali Akbar, and he came with Irban Irba. You took Qasim, and he was not able to come back." سألهم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون. Mu'tamir Hussain.
So this will end tonight's program. What we'll do for the remaining nights is after the majalis of Banana, the matam will be upstairs, inshallah. So let's end tonight's program with together Dua Imam Zamana. Together. Allahumma kulli waliyaka al-Hujjat ibn al-Hasan salawatuka alayhi wa ala aba'i الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا وذليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتيه فيها تبيلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. صلوات اللهم صل على محمد.